The aggressive cross-examination of Sean Diddy Combs' former assistant continues. Mia, who's testifying under a pseudonym, returned to the witness stand in the music mogul's sex trafficking and racketeering trial. Combs' defense team is appearing to suggest that Mia didn't claim that Combs sexually assaulted her until Cassie Ventura filed a civil lawsuit against him. Mia has denied these accusations from Combs' defense team. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges and denies any wrongdoing. Legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer joining me now from outside court there in New York City. Brian, the defense is working hard to portray Mia as an unreliable witness. In your opinion, is it working?
So, yes and no, and I'm sorry to give you the legal answer, Kira, and this is why I say that. I don't think the defense has gotten to a point where we can call Mia an unreliable witness, but I do think they are working towards the idea that some of what she's saying can be questioned. Specifically, they're looking at these allegations and putting them next to these messages, that even some days after the alleged sexual assault and rape of Mia by Sean Combs, all the way up until 3.5 years, she's still sending these loving messages. And it's her explanations that I think are raising a few eyebrows as to why she kept doing that I think people are starting to say that doesn't quite make sense. But I still do believe, based on what she's saying and how she's reacting, that she is a victim of trauma. So that question mark often favors the defense, but I don't think it's fair, to say that Mia is an unreliable witness.
So Mia testified that she was brainwashed by Combs. Is that testimony helpful to explain the reason she may have sent those loving messages?
If it's helpful to anyone, I think it's probably more helpful for the defense. And I'm just going to quickly read my notes right here because it was somewhat jumbled and confusing. And that's why I think confusion for a victim is helpful to the defense. She said the reason why she was brainwashed, or the meaning of brainwashed to her, was that she was in an environment where the highs were really high and the lows were really low. She couldn't trust her instincts, that she was punished for the work that she'd done, and she worked to get into a good place. And she was trying to just, I guess, trained to react to make sure you keep Sean Combs happy, and if you don't, you get punished and argued. And she was consistently seeking his approval, and that he was the only authority figure that she really knew. And she said that, and that sounded great, but then Brian Steele came back and said, yeah, but you sent these messages 3.5 years after your employment with Sean Combs. You sent messages when Chadwick Boseman had passed away. You sent messages to highlight the anniversary of Kim Porter's death. Why would you still do that when you're no longer in Sean Combs' environment? And she didn't have much of an explanation for that. So again, I think a reliable witness, but raise some eyebrows.
Brian Buckmeyer there in New York for us. Brian, thank you. And make sure to catch our daily show on this trial, Burden of Proof, the case against Diddy. It airs every night, 5:30 Eastern, right here on ABC News Live. Also, you can check out Brian's podcast, Bad Rap, the case against Diddy. You can get daily updates there as well.